Howdy, howdy, everybody. I love saying that when there's nobody here, which is fine. I've noticed that I might change the time. Y'all let me know if starting at 11 would be better because I know there's a lot of things going on Saturday evening and different time zones. And I also noticed that more people come in at 11 than they do at 10. So if many of you that come in on Saturday might be more interested in a later time, let me know. We can talk about it. But people are logging on, so that's cool. It's cool. I do not. So, if any of you got the notification before a few minutes ago, this was supposed to be a fireside. This week has been so busy, and hubby needed to help me get all the wood and everything ready today and get the fire pit started, and that didn't happen. He woke up late. He was too tired, so I was like, okay, fine. I really wanted to do it though. So I really don't have a topic for tonight. Sometimes I try to put a topic up there, but the couple times that I did, well, not every time, but the first couple times I did, we ended up talking about something completely different. Scooter mom, hubby fail. Yeah, hubby fail. He kind of forgot. He was up too much during the day, so he was super tired. And he was super tired when he left. Lisa's day off. Well, hello. How are you? I was just saying, though, I do get people at 10. I noticed a few more people log on around 11, so I didn't know if y'all wanted me to change the time. I know, Scooter Mom, you're in my time zone. I know other people are in different time zones, and there's probably other streamers going on right now, too. So originally this was supposed to be a fireside outside, but let me look at the weather for next week. Because we're still running our air conditioner, guys. We were talking about that today. I'm like, I've been waiting for the temperature to drop so I can start going to the gym. I have a gym membership at Planet Fitness I can't use because when you open the door and the heat hits you at still 90 degrees outside, I don't want to go to the gym. So I'm like, I'm going to be able to go to the gym, maybe November, December, January, February, and in March we'll probably be using the dang AC again. All right, here's the weather. Let's see. For here, let's see, next Saturday, daily. It's going to be, okay. All right. It's supposed to rain. Let's see. It's going to be 80 during the day. Still 80 degrees a week from now. Night 66. Small chance of showers. Oh, no. Chance of rain 60%. But you know what? I'm still going to put it out there. We'll try. We'll see how it goes. We'll play that by ear. Oh, what's been going on, Lisa? I know I haven't been out either. Something always is going on. I swear, the universe sometimes gets in my way of wanting to go protest. And now, this job, I thought, when I thought about it, it was going to be like few and far between that I would get called. I'm supposed to be an emergency call-in, but they're really pushing me to get my security training done. It's like 1 day or less than a day because he's wanting to use me. There's some stuff coming up, and I'm like, so that and hubby's hernia surgery, I might be working a lot more than I had planned. I had to take a break. Oh, Lisa, I'm sorry you're putting up with that. The only thing I can suggest is I have a hard and fast rule, and really it was way before anything even happened. One time, really early on, somebody came in my chat and said, hey, blah, 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 blah about another creator. And I said, right then, I said, I don't know anything about that. We're not going to talk about other creators. And that was before anything ever happened. So that's the only thing I can suggest, Lisa, is just to make that more of a rule. No politics, no talking about other creators, of course, then the normal stuff like don't be gross and all that stuff. I've stopped by a couple times. Lisa, that's awesome. I have to say that's awesome. You know what? You could just record that couple minutes on your phone, just record on your regular camera and just put that on your channel. Just show that you were there. I figured it might throw them off their game too because they would look for my live and it wouldn't be there. Mm-hmm. Oh, that might be why you don't want to put it out. Hey, Lily. Oh, I hadn't heard that. Oh my gosh. He got hit? And Miriam? Wow, they're violent down under. Did the cops get called? I hope they did. Yeah, and have good mods too. But oh, and I saw your other comment, Scooter Mom. Thanks. Yeah. I know, it's just, life getting in the way sometimes. That's why I was happy to do this. Because even if I work, I shouldn't be working. I shouldn't be working at night because that's a different job than I'm getting hired for. So what they would do is move somebody else to nights, and then I would go in their slot, either days or mids. Which the problem with me going to protest, that's when they should get timed out. Yeah. What I do is if they're not being like overly problematic, I'll just put them in timeout. And a lot of times if they see that they don't know what happened, they just know they can't chat. A lot of times they won't try to come back that day. Or you can tell them, I'm timing you out for however many hours for this stream. And that's what I do. The only time I block is if they're being like the few times that I've gone vertical and you get these strangers coming in being disgusting. Those and the ones that want to push politics or the ones that keep wanting to talk about a streamer after they've been warned. Those, and even then, those might only get a timeout. But the disgusting and all of that, I'm like, no, that's block. I don't know them. It said restream. Oh, okay. Okay. But yeah, if you can block them and they won't listen, do it. I haven't had to do it that often, but you get those few. So I think they were talking about Miriam getting hit. The guy hit her phone out of her hand. That's assault. That hurts. It'll break the phone. That's why I was showing you guys earlier my phone. So this is one of the reasons I got it. It's on the charger right now. One of the reasons I got this is it's a purse, and then the wallet comes off, goes in my pocket. This goes on the tripod, and this either if I'm on with the gimbal, I have it wrapped around my hand like this, or I have it wrapped around the tripod. So if they try to knock it, it won't hit the ground. That was one of the things I liked about this phone. Just told him off. Yeah, you can do that too. I mean, this just depends on how they make you feel. If they're making you feel, overwhelmed or bullied, then I would block them. Because if they're not adding to like the mission, they're not adding to a good thing to the chat, they don't need to be there. And a lot of times if you just time them out, if they're trolls or they just want to start crap, they don't come back. Most of the time. I won't say that all the time. But I've had some people, I think, unsub from me because I told them, no, we're not doing that. Hey, No Face, what's up? So I was watching this thing about all these symbols that people do, like this, or one of these is just supposed to be rock on. Hey, Mr. Fraud, I have a leash on my phone too. Yeah, it's smart because you can't knock it to the ground. My phone's expensive. But also when you do that, they realize they can't get away with that crap in your chat. Yeah. Hey, if you need a mod, if you don't have enough mods, let me know. Email me and I'll give you my phone number. I'll come in and mod. That guy was an idiot. He didn't want Scientology to know. He talked to her. He will get in trouble. Henry hit his phone out of his hand last night. Man, that's 3 different people. Wow, is your phone working properly now? Today, now it did. So what I did is what it suggested for this phone is to disable fast charging. I have it on a regular charger, not the fast charge. And I think something must have been running in the background because it didn't charge like it normally should. It's not hardly getting hot at all now. I didn't put my theme back. I think something must have been running. But today it started to try to wig out, and I just put it down. I didn't restart. I didn't do anything. I just put it down, let it, put it in timeout so it could have a break. So just hoping, because we're not going to be able to go to AT&T till probably Tuesday, because I realize he needs to go with me and that's his weekend. So it's working pretty good. And since I disabled the quick charge, it hasn't been getting as hot, even off the charger. It hasn't. This screen is what gets super hot to the touch. This front screen. See, you've got 2 screens sandwiched together, and who knows what's in there. So it's like it used to. It still gets warm, but it was always hot. So they did call the cops, who took 20 minutes. Well, I guess if you're not getting, I forget. I don't know what I wanted to say. Children misbehaving, chatters, and phones all need timeouts. Yeah. I did a lot of children timeout in my daycare. My timeout, because I either had teacher moms or I had military parents, because I'm by the base. Okay, No Face. Thanks for dropping by. We'll see you later. I told you about those 3 boys that all had ADHD and all knew each other and hung out on weekends. So they saw each other too much. So they were always fighting. Regular timeout didn't work because what did they do? They would just sit there and get in trouble the whole time. So I thought about it because our kids, my daughter could do a perfect push-up at age 4. So I talked to them and they signed a permission slip for us to start doing jumping jacks, or, when you do this with your arms, or sit-ups. Literally because it would wear them out a little bit too. I kid you not. I would have them put their arms out in like 3 seconds. They're like, Mother! But you know what? They were too busy to get in trouble and be like doing stuff in timeout. So it worked. And they got a little bit of exercise. Hey, Kathy. Oh, Osa's here. We're going to be careful. Stay on your toes. Yeah, that's kind of worn. That's kind of got old a little bit, I think. But still, we still know they're there. So, hi, Osa. We're having fun. Are you? That always trips me out because I know the survivors have been asked. Okay, so they've got people watching live streams all the time. Maybe not mine. I'm pretty small. But they see how we discuss this stuff. I know somebody has to be watching my Dianetics. I'm hoping. And they see that we're not these evil, psychology pushing, weirdos. We're just normal. Probably more normal than they've ever dealt with. Oh, you're waiting for Papa's report? Is he behind? Mm-mm. Gonna have to send him lower conditions. Yeah, he needs to get those in. But yeah, I wonder, the gang had about 15 people and no one cared, didn't have license plate. The gang? What did I miss? Did I miss something? Oh, wait. Oh, I did. I'm sorry. Scientology sent a gang after him, and DOA, they did call the cops. Oh, I missed that first sentence. Oh, yeah, we've seen them do that before with those dudes that were working with the Drug Free Alliance or something like that. They're so bad at it. They're so bad at it that you watch those doofuses pull in, go into Scientology for what, 45 minutes or an hour, come out, eat some food in front of Scientology, and then go mess with everybody. And I'm like, you're not on camera. I'm like, you're not even trying. It's like a B spy movie, a bad spy movie or a comedy spy movie where you have spies that are bad at what they do. We've seen a few of those. Oh, my neck. I actually haven't seen much in the last couple days. Thursday, I watched Natalie's live stream on the way there, and I wanted to be there last night really bad to continue what I was going after them for, because I get a lot of public Friday night, and I really wanted to push that daycare lawsuit, or I'm sorry, the school lawsuit and the daycare that allowed the same thing to happen. But I'm going to do that next time I'm there. So I'm not going to say when, because whenever I say, oh, I'm going to try to be there such and such a day, something happens. I think Scientology is getting desperate and dangerous. Yeah, that's the problem. That is the problem. Because if their normal tactics don't work, they're going to escalate. You have one not talking, so maybe not Osa. Yeah, I do. It's funny. A lot of times, although Hitzel said sometimes it's her, a lot of times as soon as I go on, and sometimes when I'm on the street and I'm I'm literally putting it all together, getting the thumbnail and everything, standing there on the street, because that's the only way you can do it, or you'd have to schedule it ahead of time. I'll schedule it for a couple minutes out because it only gives you 5-minute intervals to pre-schedule if you don't just go live. And literally immediately I have one person. Like immediately. I'm not even that quick. The gang that hit the phone out of Henri's hand. Yeah. The problem is, I think the more boisterous you are, the more of a target you are. That's the issue, because they're the ones getting the most attention. That's why they, I'm not like that, so they kind of leave me alone. So, but, I'm loud enough that people walking by hear me. I had a lot of people Thursday. I was there at class change yelling about how Scientology covers up child SA on and I over and over and over again. I had a lot of people turn and look at me. Either she's a weirdo or really, I don't know which. They had video and a cop seemed really serious about it, took detailed info. Either he was new or we've noticed a couple months ago, that they had kind of stopped, doing Scientology's bidding, and they got the private security there for a while. I haven't watched LA much lately, so you guys are kind of keeping me up to date right now. I never really did. just because they already had such a big. I did early on when it was all new, but once we started getting all these new channels all over that, really needed the views, and they had like 300 people watching, then I tend to watch, the other channels, the newer channels. They were at the Magic Palace. I don't know what that is, the Magic Palace. But I think finally, and I said this early on when they were making all those false calls, I said, we have hours and hundreds of hours of footage showing how crooked LAPD is. And I think somebody finally looked at it and realized how bad they looked, and they realized they needed to stop, or else it was going to go. And the grand jury investigation that's going on, they might have been lumped in that. They keep losing their TROs and don't know what to do with all the protesters. You know what I tell them when the public's, I go, if you guys are, if you guys are clear, or you're, or no, I said, if an OT8, or I might just say OTs, if OTs can control matter, energy, space, and time, why can't they get rid of one protester? I read that already. So yeah, thanks for updating me on what's going on over there. I might give them a look, see what's going on. But yeah, they do get the most, they get the most attention, but they also get the most, bad attention from people that want to mess with them. The OT8 thing, or the OT thing, I know. Because they have to be going. Somebody else gave me that. I got that from somebody else. I didn't come with the good stuff I've come up with. Either y'all gave me, I think somebody gave it to me. Remember, I was writing in my notebook. People were giving me things to say. I didn't come up with that on my own. Then some high up church lady is a member of a community they figured out at a meeting in Hollywood. Henri Audit LA DOA was there. She didn't want them recording and was mad when DOA said she was in the church. Awesome. That's awesome. Outed her. That's awesome. I love to hear that kind of stuff. I know they're doing a lot of work I wish I could start doing here in Austin. As soon as things chill out and I get back to my normal schedule, we have the state capitol building just a couple miles from where we protest. And I want to go in there with flyers, and I'm going to go to every office, whether they're in my district or not. And I'm going to go in every office and talk to them. I love when a protester uses the lingo with them. They look on their faces are priceless. I know. And that's what I've had survivors in my chat. Oh my gosh, I have to get back with, see if AA has gotten back with me. And they've helped me a lot, and they've mentioned it on other channels too, where they said, look, talking to them about Xeno isn't going to work. And, they've really helped us know what works and what doesn't. I have a notebook that I wrote everything down because I can't remember everything word for word. I get that notebook out and I start reading stuff out. And so they've told me the stuff that works. Yeah. So that's been really awesome. Hey, Marco. Good morning. I know it's probably early for you. Let's see. Oh, wrong thing. I appreciate you being here so early. Oh, it's 4:24 in the morning? You're an early bird. Man, I only got up that early when my last job. Only because I had to be there an hour early. Yeah, because I worked on base on the army post. And if you left too late, you ended up getting to work late because they were running PT, and they would run across the roads and they would block them, and a whole battalion would run by, like 200 soldiers in a formation, and you're sitting there, and then another one would go, and then another one, and they have priority. And so you would end up sitting there for 20, 25, 30 minutes. So I would literally get to work at 6 a.m. because PT started at 6:30. I would get there, I'd put my makeup on at work, I'd make breakfast. So I'd get up at 4:30 in the morning just to get to work early. Super funny. Audit said she was crying to the officer. Oh, what? So, if it's true, it's not defamation. Allie told one that he was bull baiting her and she was up for it. I think he was dumbstruck and just walked away. Oh, you're on vacation. That's good, Marco. That's good. That's good to hear. I'm about to end my 14-year vacation. I got a job, y'all. After 14 years, I never thought I'd work again. I actually is the one that brought it up. So where my husband works in security, they have a very certain number of officers. And if somebody calls in sick, or somebody gets fired, or somebody quits, there is a lot of turnover in security. It's amazing. He's been at this location for going on close to 4 years, and it's just constantly, thank you. And so I said, look, I don't need a minimum number of hours. I don't need a job. Financially, we're fine. But I said, let him know that I could always train and be an emergency call in. Well, a few weeks ago, he happened to be on the phone with his boss. I mentioned this way back when I started protesting, when I knew my back was better. And I don't know if Tom ever actually pushed it. And I mentioned it again, and he was like, you know what? That'd be a good idea. So I had my interview last Tuesday, and I could tell they kind of had pretty much hired me. They just wanted to talk, show me the job. Tom pretty much half trained me already on what's done there. And so, but they're really pushing me to get done because he didn't even know this last week. They didn't even know this. Somebody just put in their 2 weeks notice. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope they hire somebody. Because I was not signing on to be full time all the time and right away. I really wasn't. So that's the only thing that might get in the way of some of my protesting, because it's in Waco. So I live halfway between, well, like the Austin city limits. It's an hour and a half to the org, but it's an hour to North Austin. It's an hour to Waco. So if I left work, let's say I left work during a time that maybe I could go protest, it's from Waco to Austin, it's 2.5 hours at least one way. So I'm like, unless I was getting off super early, if I have to work, I'm going to have to wait on the protesting. So I'll just keep you updated if I have a work schedule and when I'm not going to be there. I'll try. I don't want to let them know everything. Go watch Apostate. Ask Alex for good verbiage lines to say. He's really good at it and nothing offensive. Okay. Oh, let me see. Oh, thanks for the congrats. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but my background really works for it because I've been in the Army Reserves. I was in telecommunications in the Army. So I had to send global messages, and I had to control, like we were doing war games. And I had to control all the messages coming. We had a Puerto Rican unit up. We had all these units that showed up for this 2-week war games. And my guys wanted to go be and play and be in the battle. So I'm like running 2 radios and a switchboard of landlines. And they're like giving me, God, I can't remember the verbiage, but the set reps, is that what it's called? And messages. Wow. And it was fun. But so I did that. I worked for an answering service because what you do during the day is watch cameras, answer phones, send officers to places on the property that need help. and my last job at the police station. So I mean, I did background. I had a security clearance. That was my second security clearance. I worked with law enforcement and all that kind of stuff. So he was like, "Cool." So thanks, Kathy. I haven't been doing a lot lately, and I've told you before. When there's a gap, when I go down, I feel it. I really do. I'm like, oh, I missed. Wait a minute. Crazy Love is Love made awesome posters and banners that she sent to Hollywood. Oh, that's so cool. I had somebody offering me some signage on my email. I need to get back with them. I pretty much have all the stuff I need to make my signs. I just need to freaking do it. Something always comes up around the house. Still trying to get my sign made. Tom's always running. He had to work overtime last week and the week before, I think. So, and I didn't even plan this because I brought this up way back last February when I got the implant in my back and I wasn't homebound anymore and I started protesting. That's when I mentioned it, because before that I couldn't have done it. So he's been needing hernia surgery for 2 years. He's been saving up his vacation time so that he has the couple weeks recovery. He just got it scheduled, just talked to the doctor. It's scheduled for November. And I was like, you know what's going to happen? I said, they're going to call me in those couple weeks and move whoever I cover into your spot. Because until I get my level 3 armed security, I can't take his spot. But I want to. I'm going to get that too. So, because the whole point was to be able to cover all positions for anybody that calls off. So I've got to get my level 3. Level 3 takes a week. Level 2 takes 1 day. So I'll work on that later. But let's see. There we go. If anybody wants to come on. Did you have to know other languages? No. Because I was in the Army and I was sending messages to other units in our Army. But way back I joined the Army in 86. And I don't know if you've ever heard of ticker tape. Ticker tape is about this wide and it comes out of a machine and it has messages in dots. That was part of what I did. And I did it in a box that held 2 chairs, 2 computers, the ticker tape machine, I don't remember what it's called, and a scrambler that scrambled our messages. And it was air conditioned, thank goodness. And it sat on the back of a pickup truck. We don't even have pickup trucks in the Army anymore. What I used to do in 1986 in a 2-man box on the back, it was called a rat rig. They can do now in the Humvee in a radio this big, of course, wider. They can do this. They can send the global messages, scramble them, do all of everything that. So when I tried to go back in 97, my job didn't even exist anymore. It was obsolete. So I never really did it for real because I was in the reserves and I never got called up. I refuse to have a late night tonight. Me too, Scooter Mom. I'm really tired. It's like every time I try to get a length of time to sleep, the dogs wake me up. Just something happens. So there's the invite if anybody wants to come on. But yeah, I'm not doing no 4 hours tonight. You can tell I'm a little bit already tired. I'm keeping myself up in hopes that this afternoon I was sitting here doing this, trying to stay awake so I can get back on schedule. It's my husband's fault. When he's off his weekend is during the week, he still sleeps during the day. So if I want to spend any time with him, I have to stay up late. If I want to watch TV together or something, I'm up till 4 a.m. Guess what? So then I'm off schedule for like a week or more until I can work back into the right schedule. I had about a week of not getting to sleep until after 7 a.m. Yeah, I've been awake when he comes home at 7. I've done that. Scooter Mom, me too, but I was up early to watch the IS event in St. Hill yesterday, and today I will again in the morning. Ooh. I'll let Kathy explain. It's the international, what is it? International Association of Scientists. All I know is I think they're the ones that want to push donating to them or something, if I remember right. But yeah, how are you watching? Is it like online? That's cool. Or is there people protesting the event? Is that what you're watching, the protesters? I think that would probably make more sense. Hold on. Yeah, fundraiser. Oh, the protesters. I get it now. Well, I'm not happy. Hang on. Who should I be watching? Oh, I remember that. I remember the bagpipes. I remember the bagpipes. Yeah, I remember that. The chef was there. Okay, I know what you're talking about. So I'm a little bit up on what's going on. A little bit. I do get kind of behind sometimes. Oh, is that their rules? I know other countries have different rules. I know the UK doesn't have the free speech rules that we have, which surprises me. But then again, come to think of it, no, that kind of makes sense because we broke from them because for freedom, and they have a monarchy. I could see their freedom of speech not being the same as ours. That was the whole one of the, well, not anyway. I could see that. I saw the end, and the police told him they did a great job. No complaints. Oh, good. In Denmark, they can't show faces. Ah, that's awesome. I know they were doing like full time streaming. Did they stream all night or just the days? We do have quite a few freedoms here that help. I did get early on, somebody said to get ordained, it's a secondary um, protection. If they try to get on me, I can be like, well, I'm proselytizing. Just the days. That makes sense. Who wants to be up all night? Plus, it's not safe. I wouldn't even want to do that where I'm at when there's a lot of people. There are 2 left, I think. It doesn't matter if it's one. As long as there's somebody out there with the camera, it's all that matters. I'll definitely check that out. I'll go do a rewatch. I've been in and out of dozing today. So I don't think I watched any Scientology today. I don't think I did. But that's good that the cops, because I forget. Oh, you guys didn't hear this part. So when I think it was Thursday when I showed up. I'm so bad trying to remember time frames. Colin, the guy that my savior, I call him. He's a neighborhood guy. I think he is homeless, but he always seems to have his guitar with him sometimes. So maybe he busks or something. Anyway, he's the one that got between me and this irate guy. And I saw him Thursday right as I was about to go on. And hey, Scooter Mom's here. There we go. Hey, Scooter Mom. Anyway, something that we were talking, So, oh, he was talking. Oh, he gave him a hard time. 'Cause he doesn't film. So he's like, yeah, he was like, they were doing something and he gave him a hard time. I can't remember exactly what he did. He was the one that will go by and turn off their radio when they try to put that speaker out. I think that's why they quit.
Yeah.
I know they didn't do that for very long. Scientology has a bill to the council to ban. Oh, I heard that. All protesting. So the council is also there watching the protesters. And they're going to see that we're not out there doing anything nefarious. I'm amazed. Oh, thank you, Lily. Yeah. And somebody that got on me about the other night when we were talking about just things going on behind the scenes and stuff, and I didn't want to get involved as far as I could try not to get involved. And they came on. You can the comments there. I never delete comments, even if they're rude. This one was just trying to. But I said, look, I said, even if these channels, these survivor channels, or they turn out to not be who they say they are, or they're gone, I'm still going to do what I'm going to do. I said, I'm here to get the information about Scientology that I need. I said, but my going out and protesting and being passionate about what I'm doing does not there's a word I want. It doesn't matter if they're there or not. There's a word I wanted, but went out of my head. So it doesn't. It's great that they're there. It's great if they support us. If they don't, I mean, it was nice in the beginning. It was helpful, but regardless of what channels are out there, too, we still have work to do. So it doesn't matter, what's going on, who's not happy with who. That doesn't have anything to do with me going out. And that's pretty much what I said to that person. I didn't get a response back. But
and you won't.
I probably won't. Like I was saying, this is fun, and doing the Dianetics is fun and informative. But when I miss going to Austin, I can tell. I can feel it. I try not to dwell on it too much because it might stress me more. But I'm like, every day that I'm not out there, or any one of us isn't out there, is a day that they're going to be able to keep their doors open. And I do need to get mobile too. I want to get back to Cedar Park and see if I can find more of those brochures. Because I know they're going out because they're not being able to do what they want outside the org. You know what gets me though? It doesn't matter when I show up, and they don't know I'm coming. They never have anyone standing outside. And I'm like, if you're being, what we are told is that if your stats are down and you're getting in trouble for that, I get that they're going out in vans and giving out brochures and stuff, but all they do is put that card table out and that's it, and just leave the door open with the AC coming out when it's 100 degrees outside. The only early on, like the first few times I showed up, they had people actually outside. I have not seen, except the few times, and I say few, I mean less than 5, that I've come up on a table. I'm like, and those are usually on Friday, late afternoon, because it's graduation. I never
and
seen
your words chase them back inside within 5 minutes too.
Yeah. If they were outside, but I'm like, it seems to me like they're falling down on the job if they don't have anybody outside. Kathy, I feel the same way. Who likes or doesn't like someone has nothing to do with me, and I would never go into somebody else's chat and talk about somebody else. That's just wrong. Yeah. And I think,
yep.
Yeah, we talked about that a lot last week. I'm not going to go into it too much tonight. But yeah, that's the one thing that I said, because they were trying to get me on board with whatever was going on. I'm like, look, that regardless of what happens with those people, it doesn't matter. I hope
You can
that all
come
the
as far
protesters
as
feel that way,
here, and you won't be on camera.
because that's my biggest thing is
Night.
losing channels or losing protesters over things. That's what I don't want to see. So other than that, and like I said, so it does stress me out a little bit when I'm not there. Cult popped in up in my head. I'm amazed how smart I was at 18. Really? So I was reading how you're talking. I didn't know. Maybe you did tell me. If you don't know, most people do. Scooter Mom knows. My memory is like Swiss cheese. It's the fibro, and I'm finding out being on pain meds this many years can affect your memory too. So I'm really bad about remembering details sometimes. So I think I'm remembering now that you were a member. Oh, there it is. I'm skipping. Okay, let me go back. It intrigued me because when I was on a trip to Daytona Beach my senior year in '82, we had a girl come up with brochure flyer under a towel and invite us to their activities down the beach. Yeah, they'll try any kind of activity to get you in. Is that how they got you in? We're close to the same age. I graduated in '87. Yeah, I figured it out. I'm out of order. So you didn't go in because so you didn't go in because you were like called it was weird. Good. Because I've walked up and I forgot to clip that for you, Scooter Mom, as my memory. I was like, yeah, I'll clip that for you and send it to you. And then I forgot. And then I remembered when we were offline. I'm like, oh, crap. So I need to do that.
That's okay. I
So,
forgot too, so no worries.
okay. So I'm going to say, even my kids and my husband know if I say something, they know to remind me. So
Yep,
if I ever say, if you don't get something from me, feel free to remind me.
yep.
60
I
here.
have the same issue.
Yeah, a lot of us do. Yeah, I'm hoping to do the fibromyalgia thing. I'm going to get with everybody next Sunday around the time I do Dynetics, maybe a little later for the West Coast people. So I've got to get with
Okay.
everybody. Cheryl said she's open whenever. I haven't talked to Marilyn yet. Somebody else, I think it was Carrie. Is Carrie
Uh-oh.
Ann the one on the West Coast? I think that's,
Carrie
I
Ann?
think so.
Yeah,
I think that's who I
yeah,
was talking to.
she's Portland.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why I want to do it maybe around somewhere between 3 and
I'm
5.
just warning you. Just gonna warn you now, my cat is out of sorts, and she has just
Oh,
come upstairs and started whining, so
that's
she will
okay.
probably show up here, and you will not see her, but you will definitely hear her.
Yeah, it happens. You remember one day my dogs decided to have a WWE in the middle of the living room, which they never do.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were getting into that day. This is informal. It's no big deal. I forget stuff all the time. Don't take gabapentin. It made me lose my brain. I've been on gabapentin, and I fought my doctor over that gabapentin for years. But when I injured those
I'm on
extra 4
gabapentin.
discs and the nerve
Yep.
pain was so bad, I finally gave in. But I'm working on right now. I'm going to start weaning off. I want off the gabapentin. I've got the implant and I'm going to try to get off that. I'm glad they are not allowed to actively recruit members over here. That's good. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I have fibro plus a laundry list of other problems. Me too. Yeah. I
Me
had
too.
other problems before I got the fibro. My memory kept getting worse and worse. So's mine. Before I got fibro, I could read a novel a week
Antics.
and multitask 4 things at work. And now I can't even concentrate on a magazine article. I need to go to pain management. I've been in with pain management since 2008. Hey there, Auntie. Oh, who did I miss?
Antics.
Oh, did I? I'm sorry. Oh, hey, Hey, Mama Squirrel. Sorry about that. Usually my chat's slower. I can keep up. That's cool though. Oh, hey, I didn't see you. I'm sorry. Whoops.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Hey. So
Oh, hello.
is your name in here different in the
Yeah,
chat?
my real name's Richard Burnish. That's
Well,
my name.
who do you go by down here?
Oh, I'm Simil in the chat. I haven't said anything yet, so I've just been
Oh,
watching.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, good
What's
to
up?
have you.
So I came in here to ask, like, do you guys like Legos and stuff?
Legos?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm too old for that. My kids like that stuff. I know some other people get into that. What kind of stuff are you
I got tired of Legos when I kept stepping on them in my children's rooms when they were little.
I
So
know.
Yeah.
I know. All right,
Who's Michael
Michael.
Lionheart? Who's
Who
this?
are you in the chat?
I
Hello.
think.
I'm Michael Lionheart.
What's up,
Hi.
Michael Lionheart?
Hey, how's it going, Richard?
What's up, man? I'm the real Richard Burnish. Did you know that?
Are you really?
I'm really the real Richard Burnish. Yeah.
Wow, dude, I'm a big fan.
Nice to meet you, man. You want me to sign something? I can sign something. Sign your cock. I can sign your face with my cock. You can come
Whoa,
on your face.
whoa.
I can put my penis in your ass.
Whoa.
yeah. Bye.
Whoa. That was a bit.
Mm,
I don't even know.
wow.
Did you guys know? I had no idea who that was.
Oh, neither did we.
No.
So I think it was just somebody trolling. Wow.
That's disgusting.
A little bit. Yeah. We gotta be so do you know why we're here, what we are normally, what we do? This is just our fun chat, but normally we're protesters against Scientology.
Okay.
So are you new to this, or are you somebody that's been in the chat before?
I'm new.
Okay.
I'm new to this.
Well, this is just for fun. We're just talking about whatever. But normally I go to Austin, Texas 3 times a week and stand outside. There's 200 channels now. We are under an umbrella name called SPTV. An SP is a suppressive person, an enemy of the church. And the reason we got involved is so many survivors have YouTube channels and are telling their story. And what took me to Austin was the rampant child abuse in Scientology. So that's just the background of what we normally do. So that was kind of a little bit what we were talking about earlier. But for right now, we're just talking about whatever. I've talked about aliens on here on Saturday night. So we can get into just about anything.
So what's your guys' thoughts on like the Jews?
Honestly, I have no problem with other religions at all. The only reason I'm involved with the Scientology is because of how abusive it is. And that it's not a church that has a deity or a belief system. It was created by a science fiction writer in 1950.
So you don't think what the Jews are doing is abusive?
Okay.
Okay. You know,
niggers.
We don't
nigger alert. Nigger alert. Nigger alert. Nigger alert.
Watch it. Okay,
Yeah.
that's enough. Miss Kim, I'm going to suggest that you go on your phone and set subscriber only mode like now.
Yeah, I haven't had that happen before, so that was new.
Yeah, I can't do it because I'm not a managing mod.
Yeah, because I'm on StreamYard.
Trust me, I was looking.
Yeah, I got it. I'll make you one when I get on there.
Okay. I mean, I wasn't asking for that. I'm just saying I wanted to do it for you, but I couldn't.
All right, I'm on the wrong account. Hold on. Let's switch accounts. Yeah, I thought, because we're one name in the chat, I thought it was people that was in the chat coming on. They got me.
No.
That's not going to happen again. All right, let's see. Where am I? Where's this live? Oh, there we are. Now, I've never done that before,
and
so I'm not sure.
Somebody
I
was in the private chat trying to come on too. So I think for some reason the trolls are really headed here. And yeah, Richard Burnish is still hanging around, so you might want to just like
Oh, is he
block
still in the
him.
chat?
Yeah, if you look in the private chat.
How do I get rid of him there? Oh, kick from
You
studio.
have
That's what I
to
need.
block him.
I need to, I'm kicking. Yeah, okay. Ban from studio. Require
Yeah.
all guests to log in. To ban a guest, you need to require. No, that's not what I want. Oh, he's gone.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I'm in. All right, here. I'm going to make you a different mod. Okay, that didn't
Yeah,
work out.
Lily, I don't know how StreamYard works for that.
All right.
Usually, yeah, you can the link. Thanks, Lily. The link is available. You can either post it in the chat or you can email or message it to people.
All right.
Um,
How do I do subscriber only mode? I don't know how to do that.
okay, so on your phone,
Settings?
on this chat, at the bottom, there should be community something.
Community defaults? No,
Yes,
that's
I
not
think
it.
that's it. If
It's
you
only
click
letting
on
hold
that,
potentially inappropriate chat for review. That's not what I want. Participant mode. Subscribers.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Minimum subscribe time.
I haven't done it as it.
I'll do 20 minutes.
I would go with 20 minutes because trolls don't really want to sit around waiting.
Right. All right. I did it.
Thanks for the vote of
Well, that was
confidence, Lily.
new.
I appreciate that.
Because usually on Saturday night, there's not that many here.
Yeah.
They sound like they knew each other too.
Yeah.
I think they knew each other. Oh, breakfast.
Mm.
Okay, you better be
No.
okay. Do we know
we
who
don't
that?
know
Who
them
breakfast?
from
Who
the
are
chat.
you? And Rain, who are you? Tell me in the chat. How do we know you? Because we just brought two people on that were kind of an issue.
Mm-mm.
They're not telling me who they are.
No, I know.
I'm gonna just. Okay, I'm just gonna kick them from studio, which will make them have to be a subscriber too. So, yeah, they don't sound familiar. I was just thinking, I know some people on their channel is one name, and then like in chat they're different names sometimes. That actually confuses the crap out of me. All right, let me go back through the chats that I missed. Sorry, y'all. Sorry you had to hear that.
Yeah.
I thought even if they were new and willing to listen, I've had people like that come on. All right. Breakfast. Who are you in our normal chat? How do I know you?
Yeah, I'll say that I have not seen the name Breakfast or Rain 2 in any
There's a
of the
picture,
chats.
though. He has his picture on it, which is unusual. Okay. Okay, there's where we were. See if I missed anything. Yeah, I got that, Lily. I figured that out the hard way. Marco, same. With Jehovah's Witnesses. No, not Jehovah's Witnesses aren't allowed to recruit members in Germany either. But
So Breakfast, I know you're not Antics.
If you can't tell me who you are in the chat, if you're new, that's okay. But I don't know if I'm going to bring you in the studio before you chat in the chat. Yeah, red flag. Yeah, we figured. We know who this is. I hope. Wait a minute. Kathy, are you trying to come in? I also know they
No,
can change.
it's not Antics, and no, it's not Kathy either.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Kathy. Somebody's trying to come in the studio as Kathy Scoggins. Is that you?
Yeah, no. She's saying in the chat that it's not her, and it's not fraud.
Let me just get caught up and I'll work backwards. Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. All right. Breakfast hasn't come on to tell me who they are, so.
And they won't, because I think they are a troll.
Yeah, I'm learning.
Yep.
Learning. That's how I had to learn in my regular chat too. The first time I went vertical, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Well, what was funny is the Kathy Scoggin that was trying to come on had a man's picture. That's why we were. Could you see it, Scooter Mom?
No, I
Did you
can't see
that?
the pictures.
Oh, okay. So this Kathy Scoggins, the reason I knew it was a man's face.
Uh-huh.
Dude with a hat on. I'm like, anyway, yeah. Anyway, I was tempted, but I don't have anything to contribute. We're not.
Yeah, right.
We're not doing anything
You
that
know
needs contributing. It's just for fun.
Kathy, I'm not contributing much except, somebody to actually talk with as opposed to type with. So,
Yeah. This is just like chatting with friends on the phone, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
To me. Like me and the kids and hubby, we never call on the phone. We always call on Messenger face to face. We've been doing that for years.
Mm-hmm.
It's common. Like if they call on the phone, it's weird.
Yeah.
Ooh, what
Wait,
movie?
what
I
movie?
probably missed if there was a chat about a movie. Or you
Yeah.
guys are being funny. Yeah, I did. I put the chat out, but I have it under subscriber only now, and I'm gonna be more careful. So yeah, if you guys want to come on in. Like I said, we're just hanging out. The last couple times we were on here 4 to 5 hours. We're not doing that again. Although we're already at the
No.
1 hour mark. It was interesting to
Okay,
see.
I have not been on here for an hour. I'm just stating that.
Yeah, I have. Interesting to start with such a poor quality video. I don't even know how to put a picture. I'm very
What
technically curious.
movie?
Me too, Kathy. Me too. I'm so learning. Literally, if you go back to my first live, the only reason I was able to go live is it was the day before the opening, and I got the 50 subscribers, and it's these 3 college boys were standing there talking to us like, "What's going on?" I said, "Yeah, I'm trying to go live," and he literally sat there and showed me on my phone how to go live, and you see me go, "Oh, cool." I'm learning. I'm still bad at editing or clipping or any of that kind of stuff.
I cannot edit. I have not attempted to edit. I cannot do shorts yet. Oh.
Yeah. Annie's had a movie night on her
Okay.
channel. Oh, I see. Cool. Leonardo DiCaprio movie that was barred from being released in America. Wow. And Canada. Holy crap.
Wow. Huh.
I hadn't heard that.
I hope you
That
don't
takes a
wind
lot.
up with a copyright strike.
Yeah. Probably why it was bad quality.
Because
if I get one,
Yeah.
I'm just going to delete that video. My videos aren't that, I'm not worried about them staying up that much. It was an old movie.
Yeah,
He
but
was
there
young.
might
Oh.
there could still be broadcast rights and whatnot that
Right.
YouTube in particular will get sticky about.
Lily, I'm
Lily,
actually the
I
opposite.
had never done a live stream before March of this year, and I'm still not comfortable doing them. Like,
That's when I
I'm
started.
comfortable talking back and forth with Kim, but honestly, every time I do the Scooter report, I'm like, I've got flop sweat happening. It's terrible.
And see, I'm bad. I wouldn't know. I brought up doing a Dynetics or the L. Ron Hubbard thing. I had like a page I could bring up, but I wouldn't know. I'm just learning how to, like, if I wanted to bring a clip in, let alone many clips. So I'm better on the phone I've used my phone, and I don't use the laptop hardly at all. That's what I'm really having to learn, is anything
Yeah.
to do with the computer. I got that webcam a couple weeks ago, and
Mm-hmm.
I cannot figure out why it's glitching. Let's see. Oh, read the Wikipedia.
Thanks, Lily.
Yeah, it sounds like he might have banned it because he didn't want people to see it. I just got
That's
YouTube
possible.
on my tablet by myself, so I can watch 2 streams at once. I do that too. Now one on the tablet and one on this phone. I was pretty proud of myself for that.
And you should be,
Yeah.
Kathy.
Yeah. And I can only chat on my phone. So even if I'm watching on my tablet, I have to have my phone open in
Oh,
order to chat. And
yeah.
so yesterday when the phone died, I was on the computer on another live stream, like, and that was I think the first time, maybe the second time I chatted on the computer. I can type really well. You had this problem too. We complained about it another day. I'm typing. I am not touching any key I'm not supposed to, and crap will pop up. It'll jump somewhere else, and I'll be typing in a different area. And I'm like, I was watching what I was doing. I even shut off my mouse
Yeah.
so that nothing weird will. And it's still, my husband was standing here, and I'm like, look. I learned to save every few sentences because I had typed a really long email once and it disappeared.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
started highlighting and saving as I went on, so that didn't happen again. So yeah,
Yeah.
I get that completely. I just honestly, and I think Scooter Mom's the same way. You say you're nervous, but we both are like, we just go on. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm an old lady too, Kathy.
I have you on my TV and my laptop. Oh my gosh. I don't want to be on
See,
that
and
big of a screen.
I used to be on the chats on my
Lily.
phone, and it was so frustrating for me because I have to use a stylus on my phone, or I'm 61. Or like I hit all the wrong keys and I can
Yeah.
never get a message typed out. Yeah, I'm sure there are, Marco. I just haven't gotten around to looking for them. But I can type.
Oh, I watched that.
So
okay, now I know what movie, because I came in at the end. Okay. Sorry, I'm just
no, that's
me
okay.
too.
So I switched to my laptop because I have
Oh, hi, Cindy.
a keyboard attached to it, like a separate keyboard that's like full size, because I hate the laptop keyboard.
I want to do that too with my tablet.
Mhm.
Before I got into working the laptop, I was wanting to get a keyboard for the tablet or even my phone, because this phone is narrower than most phones, and I am constantly in the chat just messing everything up. So
Yeah.
I thought about getting one of them little Bluetooth ones. But yeah, I'm 55 and never thought I was going to be on YouTube at 55. That was not on the radar. Y'all have heard me talk about that before. You're in living color. I can have 2 chats out at once.
Yeah.
Oh,
And yeah, I have a wireless mouse as well,
me
because
too.
I hate
Yep,
the trackpad
me
on
too.
the laptop too.
Yep.
It's like I use my laptop like I would a desktop computer.
Yeah, that's the way mine is. Because everything else, if I can do it on my phone, that's where I'm going to do it.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'd like to be able to sit back and type and not be up here,
Yeah.
Can't type on TV. I know, yeah. I've had other live streams. I've done that too. When they were doing the Chicago opening, I had the TV, the tablet, and my phone on all different channels just going around. I just had so many people that day. It was amazing.
Yep.
I'd never chatted before June or watched live streams. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. I only started
Wow.
a couple years ago. I didn't have anything to do with YouTube. I started with the Johnny Depp trial. I found Annie Signor and Popcorn Planet. And that's when I started in the chats. And that got me into the YouTube and watching YouTube. And then in 2020, 2 years ago, Growing Up in Scientology popped in my feed. And I watched it and I was like, I knew nothing. And I was like, what? And so I went back in a year and watched all his video. I couldn't watch all of his videos. And then he started having more people on his channel. He was starting to do live streams. I was introduced to all these new people. And that's where that all started. Never thought in a million years I was going to be a protester. Not ever.
My daughters introduced me to YouTube way, way back, like probably a good 14, 15 years ago. But up until this past year, I did not even realize that there were chats with
I know.
the streams.
Especially
I
if
had
you're on,
no idea.
That took me a bit too, because it was my husband's a big YouTuber, and I knew from him so that I had to. So I looked on my phone. Yeah, that's me. I have the same thing. I have a Kindle Fire, and the Kindle and the Apple tablet, I think, both don't have chat, and the TVs usually don't either. Oh, I did. Oh, I started watching that too. Yeah, I did start watching that too. But yeah, it's interesting how we all got involved.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of even the supporters, like you guys in the chats, probably weren't. This wasn't on our radar. Well, it wasn't a thing until last year. You know, the real push for the activism. You know, and I sat here watching those young people in William in LA, thinking, you know what? My only goal when I started was to go down the week before the opening and let them know they're not welcome and hold a sign. Past the opening, I had no plans. I thought that was going to be it. I was going to record Pearl Snappy and not even worry about going live. And you know, just things evolve as I hit different milestones. I'm like, whoa, what the heck? Let's just keep going. We'll see where this
famous last words, right?
Yeah, we'll see where this train takes me. You know, who knows? Okay, Lily. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you're able to help.
Yeah.
That did upset me. You know why it upset me the most? I mean, my husband was in Bosnia after all that as a peacekeeping mission. And while he was there, another war in Kosovo broke out. And that really put me on the radar of these countries that are modern like us, having to deal with mortars and gunfire I couldn't imagine sitting here in my home and worrying about being gunfire and, you know, bombings and, you know, all that kind of, I shouldn't have probably said that word, but Trey, who are you? In the chat. I just want to know who you are before I click. Yeah, I've only watched Aaron. I started watching him late 2022, and I was watching him in January 2023 when he said, I'm going to start going live. And that's why I do what I do, because I tried to pre-record. They have destroyed so many beautiful places. Yeah, my husband has pictures. He was actually his first or second tour. He was actually housed in an old palace. In Uday's palace, one of the sons. And Trey, who are you? I mean, are you just Trey, or are you a different name in the chat? Are you new? Let me know in the chat. I don't know how to, without bringing them on. I can only add them to the stage. Let me try something here.
He keeps
Haha.
getting kicked
Okay.
out because he's
Hold
not
on.
a subscriber, I think.
Hold on. There's something I can do here. Let me see. Nope. It said
Neither
I
have
can.
I.
All right. So what I did is, all right. Do we know this person? I have turned your mic to 0 to find out if we know you, because we had a couple trolls earlier that got pretty bad. So if you can't tell me in the chat how we know you or how you know us, or if you're new but you're not a troll, you can let us know, Trey. But I'm not going to bring you on. All right. So I figured out I can go in and edit that person's mic settings. So I took him to 0. I muted him. So yeah, I mean, if they're not in the chat, it's weird. The only thing that I'm doing, okay, so from now on, anybody that wants to come in, they got to be in the chat first. If I don't see them in the chat, I'm not even going to bother anymore.
Yeah, that's a good point, Andix.
He says, I can't type in the chat. Are you on like something you can't chat, like a tablet or something? I'm going to bring you on, but I'm going to kick you out if you get weird. All right? I'm going to be nice. We'll see. Hold on. I had edited. All right, you're on. Do I still have you turned down? Oh, Mike setting. Oh, he's still turned down. All right. There you are. All right, you're on.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
So how do you know us, or you just popped in? What's going on?
I don't know. I've been looking for like
Okay,
streamyards.
Kim, the picture does not match the voice.
Yeah, it's not really my face. I'll be honest. That's not.
I don't know why you guys want to come in here with those old ladies. Go away. John, I don't know who you are. I'm not bringing you on. I've tried how many times now, and it hasn't worked out. Sorry.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I don't know what these people are doing. I've never had this problem before. You think, oh yeah, that voice did sound familiar. Sounded like the guy earlier. Why you got? I mean, dude, get a life. If all you have to do on a Saturday night is come in here and mess with us, I mean, you're not gonna hurt my feelings.
Yeah. Oh no.
I'm sorry, Trey, but we had some guys come on earlier that were completely disgusting. So
Trey, go play somewhere else.
You can go on your phone. I have the same issue. If I'm on my tablet or my TV, I can't chat. So what I do is I watch it on my tablet, but I bring it up on my phone and I chat on my phone. So if you have a smartphone, you can go into this same stream and chat in the chat. Unless I see you in the chat, we're not doing it. I'm sorry. I think so too. Deal, Mr. Fraud.
Fraud.
I'm
I actually said that to someone, and I got banned from Twitter for a day for saying that.
To ban guests, you know what? I can do it on. No, to ban a guest, you need to require all guests to authenticate. No, I'm not doing that. Why is he trying so hard? My channel's not that great.
100%.
They suffering.
Yes,
oh my god! I know.
You know what? We're going to ignore the private chat because you and I are talking on screen. We don't need to even bother looking at the private chat. So don't bring anyone in that we don't recognize, and, just ignore them. they'll get bored and move on because they're not getting any attention.
I don't know how to get rid of the link from earlier.
I think you have to. I'll tell you what. I can.
I have to go find it.
I'll
don't
go
I, and
in.
delete it.
I'll go in and get it.
Yeah. Because I'm sorry, everybody has a smartphone now. Everybody.
Yeah.
I'm a 55-year-old grandma, and I figured out how to go live on my phone.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like I said, and so we
Oh,
were
I
talking
can't
about
go any
having to
further
edit.
back.
The only way I've edited is on my phone, and I downloaded a free program. The only issue I was having is I was trying to pull out certain clips, and you know how I ramble on sometimes. So at the time, it sounds okay, but when you want to take a clip
Mm-hmm.
out and I'm rambling about something silly right before, I want to cut that out. So when I'm trying, let's see if it's still here. Anyway, I have
I
a little
can't remove it.
stylus, okay? And I'll
Why the hell?
be trying to edit it out, and I'm trying to get it down into a 10-second, and it'll jump around. Even though I think I'm hitting it,
Mm-hmm.
you'll have that video, and it won't get as precise as I want. That's the only issue I have right now. Why I haven't been pulling as many. You had posted it earlier in chat. Yeah. Just make it so they have to have an invite from you and delete the link you put. Oh, you said that already. Okay. Yeah. All right. I mean, if they were well-meaning, I'm sorry. But that's what happens when people come before you and they're jerks. It makes it, a
Yeah.
problem for everybody else. I just can't.
I can't go back far enough in the chat
Okay.
to delete the link. So
I'll just ignore them. I'm sorry. We do this
Yeah.
every Saturday night. If you want to figure out how to do the chat first, or you can email me. My email is always in my description tray. If you're real and you want to be a normal chat and you can't,
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason, chat, you can email me. We can discuss it. But I'm not going to take. These are the people that are in chat right now are my subscribers and people that I are in here and in chats all the time. I know who they are.
Yep.
I like new people, but not that much.
Yeah.
Not what we had earlier.
Mm-mm. Nope.
I'm just like, that's equivalent to back in our day, the prank phone call.
Yeah.
You would call a stranger out of the phone book and prank call. I never
And ask them
thought
if their
that was
refrigerator
interesting.
was running.
Oh, yes. Do you guys remember that, you guys? Is your refrigerator running? Yeah, you better go chase it. I never thought that was interesting. But some people do.
Oh gosh. Mm-hmm.
Well, we had a little bit of excitement there. And honestly, if they come on and they don't have a real picture, like the first two had like stupid pictures. Exactly why I thought slumber party.
Yeah.
Or they having a male slumber party. That's good. I forgot that. I knew people that did that silly stuff. I like to have fun. That's why I was talking with my husband the other day, because I've been on pain management since 2008, and they test you for anything else. And but way back in high school when I was offered illicit substances, I was like, look at me. Do I look like somebody that needs those things? No, I'm good all by myself.
Yeah.
You could call the Saturday night
Lily,
party. Next week I will.
Mm-hmm.
I will do that next
if
week.
she remembers.
Yeah, I know. If I remember. I have a little list here that I do write things down. Hold on. So, where's my list? There's a list, not the list. Must have done something with it.
You know, I can only tease Miss Kim about the memory issues because I have them too.
I know.
Is your water running? Wash yourself. You smell through the phone. Oh, Marco, I had never heard that one.
Is your water running? Wash yourself. You smell through the phone. Oh my gosh. That's horrible. That's pretty bad.
Oh, I'd rather tell someone to chase a fridge, but that's just me.
There's some other ones. I just can't remember them right now. Maybe just
Yeah.
Saturday night slumber party. It rhymes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I might do that next week. Gross. Yeah, that is gross.
Oh,
If they
gosh.
come on again, you need to go full mom mode on them and tell them to go brush their teeth and get their jammies on. It's time to settle in. You know what? I will.
Yeah.
It doesn't upset me enough to go like at them, you know. I just don't care. Do you have Sir Rolly in a can? Then let him out. Yeah, I remember that one. I remember that. Yeah, that was a good one. Is there any men in here? I think so. I thought we had
Well, we have Marco.
Yeah, we had Marco, if he's still here. Why are we being careful if there's men in here? Yeah.
Well,
I know, right?
We don't have to worry about talking about tampons. I mean, that's probably one of the only
Marco's
female things that we have talked about. Yeah.
Polo.
Oh, gosh.
Well, my husband and I do the Marco Polo all the time when we're in a store or something.
Oh, do you really?
Marco! And I'm like, Polo! all the time because we split off.
There is a couple, I don't know if they still live around here, but there was a couple that live in my neighborhood that you would see them when they went grocery shopping. They're both on scooters, and they're elderly, and they had walkie-talkies, and they would split up in the grocery store or in the mall, and they'd radio each other to find out where they were.
That's smart because there are places in even Walmart that our phones don't work because we'll do the messenger, or because I've been homebound for many years, so my husband will go to the store and he'll FaceTime me on Messenger and like, is this what you want? And this, so I get motion sickness really easy, and he knows, and he tries to be good about it when he drives, but he'll be like with the phone, is this what you want? This one right here, or this one up here, or this one down here. I'm like, slow down. I'm getting sick. Oh, my granddaughter, my newest granddaughter. So she's almost 2. She loves to talk to me on a phone. All I get is, and I'm like, really? Are you sure? Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. And she wants to take the phone and run all over the house with it.
Oh no.
And I'm just like, half the time I have to close my eyes. I'm like, oh my goodness, she'll just run back and forth and talk to me. I'm like, really? Okay, I have to close my eyes.
Yeah.
Marco's hanging around with the ladies.
Yeah.
He's a lady killer. He's the only one in here. First day in a U.S. high school, I got introduced to the class. First thing I hear is polo. Oh my god.
Oh, poor Marco.
Yeah, I just realized, Marco. I just realized that. Yeah. I was a little slow on the uptake there, Marco. But I get it. Oh gosh.
Oh gosh.
Oh wow. Yep. I would imagine.
On behalf of all your American classmates, Marco, I apologize.
Yeah, that was a swimming pool game too.
Yep.
That's kind of where that started.
Yeah.
But oh my goodness, I'm just like, this is what I think about, especially when, anytime any of the YouTube channels are talking about trolls and things, or people doing blogs behind their keyboard. Welcome to America. I know, right? And I'm like, we're all like, really, is this your life? Is this,
Mhm.
and I'm thinking tonight, is this really your Saturday night going around and just messing with people? You
Yeah.
could have come in here and had a really great conversation. Could have met
Mhm.
somebody new and been like, okay, what's your life like? You know?
Yeah.
I didn't get that at first. Marco Polo game was pretty much over here back then. Yeah. I don't think too many kids do it anymore, but, you know, me and hubby remember.
Yeah. Hang on. You can't be seen. It's okay. I promise. The camera
Is that the
stops
kitty?
right here.
Is that the
Okay.
kitty or a person?
No, it's my daughter.
Oh.
She's coming to say goodnight.
People who
Hang on one
duplicate
sec.
your Facebook make me mad. I know, I hear about people getting hacked, and I just, again, I don't understand people that want to just sit around and do that. You know what? Let's see what my daughter's doing. Devin's going to be on the fibro panel
Oh, good.
because she got hers early in her early 20s. She had 2 carpal tunnel surgeries back to back.
Mm-hmm.
And she started having things going on, and she went and saw my doctor. And she's like, well, how do I get diagnosed with it? And he goes, I just diagnosed you. He asked her, he went over everything. Not over. It should have said unknown. Oh, I see it. Right, youngin.
Yeah. My daughters who are 39 still do not want to be on camera. Like, we have done the switch in this house where I'm the
Wow.
one on camera,
I
and
know.
they
You think
want
the young
nothing.
people want to
They
do social media.
they do not want to be on social media. However, the one that just said goodnight to me does actually do video games on YouTube, but she is never seen on camera. She just
Well, that's
shows the
good.
game. Yeah.
My daughter, my grandkids are both in middle school, the oldest. She's very on top of their social media. Very on top
Mm-hmm.
of it. Matter of fact, my granddaughter, the oldest, she's 12. She doesn't even have YouTube. My grandson does because he likes to watch me.
Yeah.
Oh, and he called me, and see, they don't call me on the phone either. They call me on this Google call where you can face each other. He called me a few days ago when I did it was an update video. It was like only a couple minutes long. I don't remember what it was for. About a week ago. I can't remember. And he goes, Gaga, your video was in my feed, my homepage. And I was like, really? He's like, that means you're a big deal. I tried to explain to him that what you get in your feed is what you click on, not necessarily it's a big channel. You just get what you click on, and he watches things. But he just
Yeah.
thought it was so cool. He's 11.
Aw.
There is a person hanging over your head. It's creepy looking, Scooter Mom.
It's the painting. There.
Oh, I thought that was on my
I
screen.
blurred it.
I thought I had a smudge on my screen there. I was about to go wipe it off. Just the way the
Sorry.
background was working.
Yeah.
That's a
I have the
painting. I didn't know
background
how I thought it was my
blurred.
screen. Because everything
But
was
yeah,
blurred.
StreamYard blurs the background differently than Restream does. So it's like, okay.
Yeah. Like a ghost.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that better now? Everybody calming now?
So we've talked about this before, about stuff like that. The Y-Files. I love that YouTube channel. He does ones where he's worried he'll get demonetized. He talks about the government, conspiracy theories. But what I like about him is he'll give you the conspiracy theory, and then at the end, he'll debunk a lot of it. He'll be like, well, but some of it, this couldn't be debunked. It's not just, oh my God, you should hear this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he did one today about the Illuminati. Or that I watched today. I don't. It's been out for a few days, and that was
Mhm.
interesting. The Illuminati and the Masons. I never heard of that. And the Templars. That was all in that one show. It's pretty good. You guys should check it out. Pretty interesting. He did one on DARPA and the CIA that he was worried about.
I'm kind of overwhelmed with everything I'm managing now. I don't want to take on another topic.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Well, his topics change, and it's just kind of just for fun. I don't get I don't do any kind of deep dive into that. It's just he's kind of funny when he does it. So it's just one, and he only drops. It's not like all the time. So I just happened to see it. Did I watch it today?
Mm-hmm.
I think I did watch it. I think that was the only thing I watched on YouTube today. There are days that I'm just like, I just don't even watch YouTube. And then, because I did such a deep dive early on, like the first, really up until a few months ago, it was, my husband even was like, can we not watch Scientology today? And I was like, okay. Because it was all the time early on, last year and part of this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm like, okay, now what do I talk about?
Yeah.
Marco,
Yeah.
YouTube AI censors you pretty quick. Yesterday, a guy from a history YouTube channel said that. He said you better not talk about the Austrian painter with the mustache. Really? I know TikTok can be like that, like one word, and so I try to be really careful. But wow.
Well, we were in Pup Groomer's chat one night, and she had music going in the background pretty softly, but it wasn't softly enough, and YouTube all of a sudden just took down her stream.
Oh, wow.
No warning, just boom.
Wow. The only warning I got didn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
So when Colin protected me from the street guy that came at me, so I clipped it and I said in the description and in the title too, I said, aggressive guy comes at me, Colin protects me, and he gets arrested. That's literally what the description said. I get a YouTube email, has nothing to do with the title of the video. It's the description. And it says, did you really want to say what you said in the description? Because it might, affect guidelines. I don't remember the exact words. And I go in and I'm like, I just deleted the description because it was in the title and they didn't have a problem with the title. I was like, that didn't make any sense. That's the only infraction that I've had. It didn't even really mean anything. It wasn't copyright or privacy or any of that. It was just, are you sure you wanted to say that in your description? And I'm like, well, it's exactly what happened. That didn't make any sense.
No, I mean, YouTube can be very picky. And I mean, I had 2 copyright warnings, not strikes, but just warnings. Way back. The first one was when we were out protesting in London, and the Scientologists had their volunteer ministries tent up, and they were blasting music, and we had no control over the music. So it was constantly playing. Hi, Cher. But so I got a copyright warning about that. There was nothing I could have done about it anyway, except mute for the entire stream. And then the second one, we were playing Laura's music while we were protesting. And I got a copyright warning on that.
Yeah, I've noticed when you're not monetized, you don't get harassed as
The
much.
strikes. Yeah.
It's like when you get monetized is when they want to start harassing you about that kind of stuff. And
Mhm.
luckily, I've been okay with the music, even though, excuse me, somebody was playing regular music during my stream. But like I said, Aaron came on and told us that we can fight that because you're live streaming and can't control what's going on in your environment. So
Yeah.
I'm ready for it if it does happen. But if it's just one
And
of my live
that's why
streams,
it's hard for me to show. Yeah. It's hard for me to show some streamers if they're playing music while they're streaming, because if I take a clip from that, I have to mute it to show it because I'm not going to play the music and get a copyright warning again for playing the music that I, again, don't have any control over except to mute it. So if there were to be a conversation, I can't play that conversation because of the music playing.
Yeah, because when you're talking about when you play a clip of someone else or a clip of your own video. Yeah, because you can control clipping somebody else's video. So I could see where they might push that. But when you're the one out streaming live on the street, you kind of have a little more leeway that, you can fight that a little more. But if you have some control over it, then they're like, yeah,
exactly.
I do pay attention to that stuff. I try to be careful.
Yeah.
Which surprised me that they haven't even tried with the radio in a long time. They were being like really aggressive at first, and then it's like nothing.
Well, because it didn't work.
Yeah, I know, but even when it doesn't work, they still do stuff because they have to follow like the plan. So
I don't know. Maybe they were annoyed that Colin kept turning it off.
Yeah. Oh, they were. He did it that day. I'll go find that clip because I'm not sure if I had it on camera or not. But he came and he turned it off, and it's like they saw him coming because he literally, as he turned it off, the guy came out the door, said, hey, said something to him aggressive. And Colin was like, look, and then because the guy came out, Colin then started, that personality test sign. He started kicking it and throwing it and tore it up. He's like, he doesn't care. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
We were talking about that. My co-pilot reading me chat. Oh, you're driving? Yeah.
Cher, are you going back again to save more cows, or because I know you earlier today I saw that you were in a chat and you were back home, I thought.
This is so true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly,
I talk about
Marco.
that so much and when I'm out that they lived in secrecy for 70 years and they have no idea how to deal with the social media and people like us that just show up with a camera. They just don't know how to do it. Oh my.
Well, be safe, Cher.
Oh, that's right. You have a farm. I forgot. Yeah. Wow. Your
Cher's
cows
out there
got
saving
away?
the cows.
Is that what happened?
No, this is from she's going from Georgia to North Carolina or South Carolina. Sorry, I don't remember which one.
Where they're stranded?
To say where the cows are stranded, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Cher, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so great. Yeah,
yeah.
What's going on down there is really sad.
North Carolina.
Awesome.
Thank you, Prod.
Like I said before, and I've said this a lot, even though we have personality conflicts, that's what I'm going to call it. This community is people like that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Really?
3 broken toes. Oh, Cher, I know that pain. I am so sorry.
Me too. That can be horrible,
Mm, yeah.
girl.
I've
More
only
power to
broken
you.
1 toe at a time.
I
Mm-mm.
stubbed a toe so hard one time. It was the second one in from the pinky.
Mm.
Going in my laundry room, my washer sticks out. And I used to walk around barefoot a lot more. Now I have slippers. I hit it so hard, it didn't break the toe. It broke the bone behind the toe. I was like, when I broke the pinky toe, I just taped that up. There's nothing new about that.
Exactly. Video
yeah. They pay for that. They pay for bots. That's not real.
Yeah.
At
No,
all.
not at all.
Pay for that.
They don't
they
even
think
have
that's gonna get 'em something.
58,000 members.
What?
They'd have to be playing it on repeat.
Yeah, because
And
like
a broken
they don't
rib
have that many
too,
members.
Cher? Oh my goodness. Oh,
Oh my god!
you got hit
And
with an
you're going-
ATV? Oh, wow. Talk about determination, because I would be lying on my bed flat.
I've never broke a rib, but I heard it's horrible.
Makes breathing pretty damn hard.
Wow. Wow.
Jeez.
And she's here. And she's here.
Yeah. Well, her co-pilot is clearly managing
Share.
reading the chat and answering, I'm assuming, and Cher is doing the driving and listening.
No, you're not a little
Just
whiny.
a little whiny. Cher, you
do
have
big
earned the
whiny.
right to whine.
Yeah. No. You deserve to whine. Broken ribs,
Yeah.
broken toes, driving to a different state.
In a truck.
Appreciate it.
And sneezing and laughing and pooping. Yeah, right, Marco.
Don't say that. She's gonna start laughing. Don't laugh, Cher. Don't laugh.
Oh,
sorry.
gosh.
Hopefully
Yeah.
we're not that funny.
Yeah.
I've had
Yeah.
abdominal surgery that was laparoscopic, and just that, I try holding a pillow to sneeze or cough. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I have not had any of that. My big surgery, as you know, was my back.
Was it upper or lower back?
Lower, L2 to L5. I
Yeah,
have
those
a
are the ones
really
that are in for
ugly
me.
scar. Yeah.
I'm trying really, really hard not to get. I have the neck injury and I have the lower back. Trying so hard to not get surgery. I said I'm not going to do surgery till I'm incapacitated. Well, I got incapacitated with the lower back, but there wasn't a. If they had fused my whole lower back, you've had it done. It was a fusion. That's what you had. Because I have 5
mine's
discs.
I don't know if they call it a fusion, but mine was for spinal stenosis. So I have the titanium rod and screws.
Oh, that's more. That's more. So you still have. It's hard for you to bend there. Yeah.
And it was a failed surgery.
See, I've heard that so many times. That's why I'm trying so hard not to. I get the point injections that help with the neck, so that I don't have to have that. Because I've rarely met somebody that said, "Yeah, it worked for me. It was great."
Yeah, I think we had this conversation, or I had this conversation with someone. Yeah, where if I had known in advance what the odds were, I wouldn't have had the surgery.
Oh, because they told me. No, we didn't have this discussion because they told me it was 50-50.
Okay.
And I'm like, 50-50 is not worth it for me to go through. Because I worked with somebody that had the neck one, and they go in from the front to do it, and it didn't work. And there's too many. It's mostly the neck one because I didn't hurt the disc till later. So my injuries from 1988 has been the neck.
Yeah.
And I've done everything I possibly could to stay away. And this one doctor I've never seen who owns the pain management clinic. Somehow it got switched. He did me a couple months ago. I left bawling. He was so mean. Mean. I've been coming there since 2015. And
Yeah.
I'm telling him, you know, my husband marks me before I go so they know where the gender points are. And he's like, I'm not doing the neck. I'm not going to do that. He's like, and just ignoring everything I'm saying and being condescending. He goes, well, maybe we need to do something with the bone. I'm leaving. I'm done. And left. I'm like, the whole reason I'm getting trigger point injections so I don't have to do the stuff with the bone, which is the fusion surgery.
Exactly.
Oh,
Some
I
people
told
just
him
should not be doctors. Yeah.
either he's done
And
it too long or maybe he's always been like that. Luckily,
And-
go ahead.
I was just going to say, I was warned that after I had had the lower back surgery, that with some people, the spinal stenosis then moves up the back. And at that moment, I went, oh, crap. Because I was the oddball with my surgery to begin with, because I got a bacterial infection that didn't go away for, it took 4 months to get rid of it. I had the surgery at the end of September, and I wasn't clear of the infection until January. And I was on IV antibiotics
That's
that
scary.
whole time. Yeah.
Too many
Yeah, I
surgeries
agree,
here.
Cher. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Osteoarthritis, yeah. Stenosis, yeah. So, yeah, I refuse to have the surgery for my neck because now I know, and I'm not going there again.
My husband, I thought he had scoliosis for many years because his back is crooked. Come to find out, when he was in his early 30s and went to a good doctor, and he never told. I've known him since he was 16, and he never told me this. One leg is shorter than the other. And they didn't do anything about it. And when this doctor that he was the colonel, he didn't work with patients, but he was one of my dads in my Girl Scout troop. So he gave me one of my coins. I'll show you those one day. Anyway, he opened a phone book and had my husband stand on it. He kept moving the pages until he was level. When you see my husband standing, his hips are like this. His shoulder is like this, and his lower back is like this. And by the time they found it in his 30s, they said, well, if we try to fix it now, it'll probably hurt more. But I disagree, because now he's had a lot of back problems because of that. And it's and it all it would have been is a support in his shoe. I don't understand why that was never done in his childhood.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there. But so that's what his deal is. And it's moved up into his middle back because he just did too much in the army, too much lifting and stuff, and he was small. He shouldn't have been doing some of this. He was 117 pounds when he joined the army.
Wow.
And trying to keep up with dudes that were 6 foot tall, you know. He's like, oh, I can do it too. And he lifted a tow bar and he felt it go out. So, but mine what started with a car accident. I got to tell you about that. I probably told you before, but so 1988, I got a new job. I had just come back from Georgia. It was my second day on the job, Friday the 13th, and I turned the wrong way. I was delivering for Pizza Hut, and because I'm really good with maps, my parents were truck drivers, so you don't always know when you go to a street and it goes both ways which side your address is on. So I went the wrong way. I come back, I'm slowing down at my red light, almost stopped, and it turns green, and I start to go, and a car runs a red light. I'm like, holy crap, what a
Oh,
jerk.
yeah.
You don't expect a second car to run a red light. So I start to go
Oh,
through,
no.
and that was a 35-mile-an-hour road. He hit me so hard, I spun and ended up in the opposite side of the intersection with my engine over here instead of here.
Oh,
And it was totaled. My car was totaled.
I guess so.
And
Yeah.
I figured it took me a couple years to figure out he was racing. He was a Domino's driver. I was delivering Pizza Hut. A Domino's driver ran a red light and hit me, totaled my car, and messed me up. And that was when it was 30 minutes or free.
Uh-huh.
And our manager at Pizza Hut, and it was not a Pizza Hut restaurant, it was one of the first delivery only places in a small town where we didn't have 911 yet. So I had to call my manager. I didn't know how messed up I was. I found out what shock is like. You don't feel anything at first. I ran clear across the street to a house to call my manager to tell him what happened because I didn't know the number for anything else. And he called the ambulance and everything. So, but I was just like, I ended up working for Domino's later too. But my manager said, look, don't, and I've never been a speeder. Never. I've delivered 3 times in my life. And the last one around here when I was delivering, I was the slowest driver. And I watched other drivers do all that crazy crap. Do you know how far behind I was from the fastest driver? 1 minute.
Wow.
That was the difference. And I never went over the speed limit. I used cruise control, and a lot of times a customer is not going to notice 1 minute. But when it was 30 minutes or less in 88, he said, look, don't you worry about it, because if it's late, it's our fault for not getting it out of the store in that 10 minutes, because you can get anywhere on our delivery map in 20 minutes. So, unless you got lost, which did happen from time to time, but not very often. So that was the best advice. Nobody drove stupid. He didn't get on you if you were late, even though, because it was just too dangerous.
Yeah.
So, and it was funny. All 3 times I've delivered is with a new car. It just happened that way. I had a new car. The last time I delivered, I got a new car. It had 800 miles on it. The first year I put 40,000 miles on it, and that was mostly delivery. And so I was like, I think I could have just stayed home and not had a job and probably made more money. I am behind on the chat.
Kathy, I went to a chiropractor. I went to a chiropractor many years ago, about 34 years ago, I'm going to say. And it was 35 years ago. And the reason I can remember is because I took my daughters to the same chiropractor because they were getting a lot of ear infections. And one of them was hearing impaired at the time. And he had said to me that he didn't know if he could do anything about the hearing loss, but he might be able to help with the with the ear infections. Well, I took them to him for 3 months. And after the 3 months, he suggested that I take her back for another hearing test. Sure enough, she no longer had the hearing loss. And that child, she is no longer a child by a long shot. And she can hear like a bat.
Wow. I have a little bit of hearing loss. I've had a lot of tonsil, sinus, and ear infections as a kid and an adult. And if God, I just want my tonsils out. So I'm going through these chats.
I had a lot of throat infections and ear infections too. And I still have my tonsils too.
I had a doctor who was going to take them out. So in high school, or middle school, I was in choir. I could sing great. They wanted me to do solos, but I was too shy back then. Now can't sing. Can't sing. It's gone because of the throat. Actually, you know, because of the way we transported, honestly, nobody really got. I've never delivered anything really cold, unless we were short on drivers and
But
it's sad.
with the accident, you couldn't exactly continue
Oh
delivering
my
those
gosh!
pizzas.
So I went to the salvage yard to look at my car because all I remember is looking down and see it was an automatic and seeing the gear shift turn this way. Well, that was because of the
Oh, wow.
impact. There's no way he was doing 35 miles an hour. And I didn't get nothing for that accident. That was back before you had all these advertisements for accident lawyers. I had a crappy lawyer. So I'm not even going to go into that. So my pizza that was sitting on the seat had hit the floor, and I opened the box and it was all squished in one side. It was like this big from the impact. So yeah.
Here, Devin's
Yeah,
in the chat.
definitely. Oh, is she?
Mm-hmm.
And I went to a chiropractor for a year, and he worked on trying to get the curve back in my neck and working with my legs. Somebody said something about shorter leg scoliosis. I still think Tom has scoliosis, and he's never had any treatment for it, even in the Army.
Well, if his back goes like that, then yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah. When I fell, so I had one disc that had degenerative disc disease. And then I fell in the kitchen and I twisted weird because my head was going for the stove. I landed on my knees and I injured 4 more discs. One doctor told me they were torn, but then another doctor said no, they weren't. Yeah, I now have if you don't know, I have a pain stimulator implant in my lower back. The battery pack is under my skin. It's supposed to last for 10 years. And it's above the disc. And all it does is send a pulse to block the pain from going to my brain. And that's why I can sit here. I couldn't even sit up. Okay. Oh, yeah. I saw that guy. Not just newborns. He does kids. Or the one I saw does babies and kids. And they brought in babies that wouldn't stop crying and wouldn't turn his neck. Because, I mean, think about what a baby goes through during birth. And he did just a little adjustment. And that kid was, oh, my gosh, it was awesome. There's a guy in San Antonio I want to go see that he stands up on the bed and he takes your head and turns it sideways. I could do this. I need a crack. I just can't do the quick this way. That would hurt. But other things. We had an inversion table. It's out in the shed. There she is. Because I texted her to tell her I was live. We were talking about you earlier. I'm still trying to go through the chats. I'm behind. What time is it? Oh, that's awesome. How did I not see this before? There is a timestamp on the chat. I have never noticed that before. I'm always wondering how far behind I am. I'm like, so I'm on at 12 a.m. and we're at 12:03. I'm like, learn something new every day. Oh my god.
I wish I could afford to go for massage therapy all the time. Like that would be so nice.
Do you know how I did it cheap? Find a massage school. We had a massage school here that I went to, and it was half the price. It was $30 for an hour. And it was awesome. It was awesome.
I bet, yeah.
The Swedish massage, because everybody thinks it's that deep tissue and it hurts. But regular massage is this just nice Swedish massage. And I went a few times. And it really, it was nice. It was good. Have him lean over.
Oh, I hear you, Lily. Me too.
It is, Lily. It is. He's crooked. And they didn't make it any better wearing 70 pounds of gear in Iraq. I know.
How did he even pass the physical?
I don't know because they checked for that. The only thing I can think is it wasn't that bad back then.
Wow.
That's the only thing I can think because you have to go through MEPS and they do check you for scoliosis. I remember that.
Share, that makes sense. I would too.
Oh my gosh, yes. I would too. And I'd have a chef.
Mhm.
I'd have a personal chef, a maid.
Oh yeah. Oh
and,
yeah.
the masseuse.
Definitely.
For
Mhm.
sure.
Yep.
All right,
Practical
guys. We're
things.
at the 2-hour mark. I have to take a tinkle break. I will be right back.
You're not
I'm
even
sorry.
drinking beer tonight.
Yes, I am.
Oh,
But
well,
that's
there you
not
go,
why.
folks.
I drink so much
Proof that
water.
beer is
and ice
only for
water.
rent.
Yeah,
I know
I
you
drink so
do.
much ice water. I usually go. I've had to go for a while. When I'm not on camera, I'm like freaking every 30 minutes. Just because
That happens to me in the
my
middle of the
bladder is
night when
about
I
that
can't
big.
sleep.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be right back. Hey, Devin, go entertain everybody. You should come on. Now I'm gluten free, so I found out Coors Light actually is pretty much gluten free, but they can't really list it for people with celiac disease. I don't have celiac disease. It just causes inflammation. I've gotten into Dos Equis lately with a little bit of lime. Usually I drink Sam Adams. It's just kind of been too bitter lately. My daughter takes after my husband's side of the family and drinks straight whiskey. I could never do that. Her and her dad did. Yeah, there you go. All right, I'll be right back. I'm already
Okay.
out because I only had I only had 2 of these, and that was it. And that's
So I have a
not
big
very.
jug here tonight, and
Yeah.
it's just Soda Stream water with Mio flavoring.
Oh, Soda Stream. That's neat. When y'all have to at least go say hi to Pup. Oh,
Oh yes, go ahead, Kathy. Tell her I
yeah.
said hi.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves.
Good night, Kathy. Talk amongst ourselves. Yeah, I should be used to her pee breaks by now. Her teeth are floating. Lily, her teeth were floating. That was the problem. Hi, Susie. Good to see you again. We've been all over the world today, and now we landed in Texas. Good night, Kathy. I am in Toronto. I can't bring up comments. I don't have the permissions to do that. But yeah, I have this great big jug. Is it getting cold up here? It's cooler. But I haven't actually been out very much in the past few days. So I cannot tell you what the outside weather is like. I can only tell you that my bedroom is still warm and I still have to have my air conditioner on. Little lower than I normally do, but still on. I was going to say my jug, I thought was going to be really great for protesting, but it's just awkward because it's really big and fat, and I only have the space on the scooter for
Oh, yeah.
smaller stuff.
Yeah.
Cussing out the FEMA guy yesterday. You coughed really hard and peed a little, walked off very mad. He made you do it. Yeah, Cher.
Really?
I too have little issues with leaks, little dribbles. The things that we end up talking about
I
in these
used
late night
to more.
streams. Mm-hmm.
I know. Yeah, we don't worry about personal space. I used to more, have to wear like a panty liner or something until I started taking the D-Manos, and it really does make a difference. Devin,
yeah?
are you the one that turned me on to that? I swear I feel like, or did I
You
turn that
asked
on
her
to you?
that last week, and I think she said you didn't, or she didn't.
I told her, okay, so I don't know who told me about it. I read it somewhere.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. There was one time I got really mad at one of Devin's exes.
Mm.
Oh my gosh. And I was, that was an interesting evening. Because I never tell anybody or get up. They were breaking up. And
Oh yeah.
needless to say, that was back before I started the D-Manos.
I don't think you ever
turned me
sent me a link to the D-Manos brand that you wanted to tell me about.
Oh, you're right. I need to. You know what? I'll just put it on my community page. Let me do that real quick.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
because I
sounds like
have
a
tried
plan.
other brands that did not seem to work as well. So I take a lot of supplements. I'll find it real quick on my Amazon. Let's see.
So you take them, do you take it in powder?
No, it's a capsule, but you have to take like 2 or 3. That's the only thing. Hmm. Ah, there it is. Okay. I'm going to do a screenshot and a link if I
Okay.
can. How do I do a link from here? I know there's a way. You know what? I can't figure out the link. I'll just put the picture.
Okay. You might as well. I mean, the links are fine if you're also in the States, but if you're in another country, Amazon, for instance, will say,
Right.
"Did you want to change countries?"
Oh, I see.
And
No,
not every brand you guys have carries over into other countries.
true. I hope this works for you. How do I add a picture? I've done this before. I know how to do it.
Click on, there should be a little box for image.
Yeah. Is that it? No, that's text. Ah. Oh, okay. Why can I not figure that out right now? I have so added pictures before. Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. I did it. Okay. And this is what I take for my bladder. I'm trying to get Tom to take it. He has kidney issues. All right, there it is. But it's, I don't know if you can, if I do it side, no, it's always too bright.
It's okay. I'll check your
Anyway,
community page.
so I don't know where I heard it from, but when I'm out, I can tell.
Yeah.
I put it, yeah, copy I figured it out. No, I knew how to right click on it. I was hitting something wrong to post it in my community page. Somehow I hit the right thing. The first 2 times it didn't work. But yeah, I'm also taking the cranberry now.
I can get that brand.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's a good brand. I get several supplements from them. I get my omega-3 from them, a bunch of other stuff. We were talking about this last time because I'd gotten really lazy about my supplements, and I
Mhm.
don't eat a lot. I know I don't look like it, but I didn't gain my weight through food. And once you gain
Yeah.
it, I gained it through the meds. Once you gain it when
Yeah.
you're sedentary and you're not moving around, it's hard to lose.
Mhm.
But I actually
Yes, it
only,
is.
yes, but I was showing this last time because what I do is I have my box, right? And I have
Mhm.
my prescription meds, and then I have my supplements. And because they're all a bunch of like big bottles like this, so what I do is this: I put them in the baggies. So I have. We were talking about this last time. These redonkulous. This is calcium.
Mhm.
Holy crap! And I take magnesium at night to go to sleep. This is the D-Manos. It's just they're not too bad. They're like a light capsule, but you do
Yeah.
need. It says take 2 to 3, and you can take 2 to 3 more than once a day. I take 3 a day, and that's it. And I'm like, I can't do it. I take this CoQ10. They're huge.
Mhm.
I started taking lysine recently because my husband has shingles. And I looked up
Oh, yeah.
what would help shingles, and it said lysine. Then I found out all the benefits of lysine. I'll be honest, I have to take
Mhm.
supplements a couple times a day because try to take these all at one time. I'm full like a meal. This is
Yeah.
the same brand, the omega-3 that I get. So, but I just started back, and of course, the multivitamin and calcium because I'm a woman. But the calcium I was lucky to get in the
Mhm.
chewable form. They taste good. When we first started really getting supplements, probably years ago, we were doing the gummies. And so my husband was like, "Ooh, it's vitamin time." Like it was a snack. But you don't get as much
Run.
in those.
Hi, Cricket.
So, but yeah. Well, I might bring some of that up when we do the fibro stream. But I'm
Yeah.
honestly, the only thing I think I'm going to bring up is my diet, how it helped. Because I know Cheryl has a lot to say about the meds, and you and other people probably have things to say about the meds they give us. So I'm just going to let you guys handle that part. Welcome to the weird conversation. Yep.
Yeah.
We just talk about whatever.
Mhm.
Oh, no. Absolutely not, Cher. I know about those. And what makes me mad is there are reputed people, that's the right word, still touting balance of nature when
Mm.
I looked it up to make sure, and the FDA has like censured them or something because they can't prove what's in their supplement.
Mhm.
So I thought they had to stop selling them. I thought about that. Oh, you talking about the FEMA guy? Yeah. I can't believe what I've heard, coming out. Yep, I know. Yep.
I have never seen Balance of Nature anywhere.
Mm.
So,
I get it. I honestly, so some of my games that I play will have a
mhm.
little commercial or ad, but I've mainly seen them on sponsoring other YouTube channels. That's where I've kind of seen, and I have seen it watching some sort of on-demand Hulu or something as a commercial.
Hmm.
Now they don't label them, but what they did was because they were, you know what? Let me look it up so I can explain it better because I suck at remembering details. But it had something to do. Why has the FDA got on to balance of nature supplements? Let's see if I said that right. Federal judge It's not about that. Oh, okay. There's an update. The FDA, December 2023, FDA official told the company that it appeared to now be in compliance. Balance of Nature ordered to stop selling supplements. Oh, because they were saying they were labeling it as curing certain things.
Of course they were.
Yeah. And they were pulled off the market in November 2023. Because of unsupported claims that they can prevent, treat, and cure diseases. But I also read somewhere that they also couldn't prove that their supplements had what they said in it. I read that too. Yeah. Because I was just about to think about getting them when somebody in the SPTV, can't remember, brought up who they were owned by and that there was issues with them.
Well, I just did a search on Amazon for the brand. The brand came up in the search results, but nothing on the actual page. It was all different names. So I guess on Amazon Canada, at any rate, that brand is not available.
Amazon here, then. Let me see if they still got it. Let's see.
Probably have a lot of niacin, right?
Balance of Nature. Nope, it's there. Oh, this is why I didn't buy it. $89.95.
Wow.
So you get a bottle of fruits and a bottle of vegetables for $89.95. But then I see 30.
Yeah, fraud.
Oh, different sizes. $40. Let's see how long they last. But they say there's like 90 fruit and 90 vegetables in these little capsules. I'm sorry, I can't believe that even works. Oh, yeah, this is a month.
But they don't say how much of each fruit, right?
It says 90, sir. Well, it says 90 kinds. So yeah, you're right. Yeah. So, yeah.
We'll give you a pinch of this and a pinch of that.
I mean, you could probably put 90 in there, but is it really going to make a difference? Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah. You would have to take a lot of them, like a niacin high dosage.
Well, you have to take 3, and I think they're huge. And it's just, and I do when I do buy supplements and anything really on Amazon, I really peruse the reviews.
Yeah.
And even probably.
Yeah. Don't forget the CalMag. The CalMag powder that they had to mix. Yeah.
Thing is, all of those things are good for you in the right quantities. Just not the quantities they want you to take them in. Well, it's almost 2.5 hours there, girl.
Yeah.
I'm still going.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go soon. We're not gonna do 4
hours. No, we are not.
But
2 things. First thing is, I don't think you saw it in the chat. I thanked you for being in my chat yesterday for Scooter Report.
You're welcome. I usually end up watching it after, but
yeah,
I'm glad I could
later
make
it on replay while you're driving.
Yeah.
And what was the other thing? Shoot. I don't know. The other thing will eventually come back.
Yeah, no,
probably late when I'm trying to go to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. When my brain still
Yeah.
worked, I used to keep a notebook by the bed just for that. Y'all take it easy. Wish me luck. Hope I don't need my bail money. Just
Yeah, you be careful there,
just go.
Cher.
You know, you
Yeah.
know. Just
Deep,
take
calming
count to
breaths.
10 before you talk to that dude again. You know what?
Go walk it
Have your
off.
phone
Yeah.
on record. I've gotten to the fact I've
Mhm.
had things happen lately that I wished I had my phone turned on, and I swear to God, from now on, if I'm gonna have a conversation of any kind of weight with anybody, I'm putting my phone on record.
Right?
So you know what? Put your phone on record. You can
Yep.
even just leave it in your pocket or whatever on voice, because people still don't understand that you can be recorded anywhere
Mhm.
and still act like jerks like that.
Yeah.
Yep. Good luck. We're glad that
Yep.
you're helping out the cattle. I had a
Just
friend,
be
well, not,
safe.
I didn't have a friend. My daughter had a friend who had cows, and I found out how fun and nice they are. I still eat steak, but
Yeah.
I still hope that, at least that part is more humane,
Yeah.
I'm kind of weird like that. I'm very environmental, but I'm still realistic.
Yeah,
But
exactly. I
yeah,
I have a friend in Alberta that has beef cows.
mhm. And
And yeah,
we had
she's got
chicken.
one that she never really had any interaction with. Like, it was born there on her property, and like it came from one of her cows. She never interacted with it any more than with any of the other cows, but this one, it literally, she comes running
Wow.
anytime my friend starts walking out in that direction. Like, she comes running like a puppy.
Oh, wow.
And she has what my friend calls a scratching knot on the top of her head that she loves to have my friend scratch.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
cute. We want
Mhm.
to get out of the city limits and get some land. I want
Mhm.
goats. The reason they're cute, but I
Oh,
also want them because they mow your lawn. If you let
yeah.
them move around. There's a guy who I saw has a herd of goats, and you can hire him to bring his goats to your property that's like overgrown and you can't really mow it. And they just
Mhm.
mow it all down. I was like, that is so awesome. If
Yeah.
I had 46 people with me and the town had tons of people there, I had just had enough. After I cussed him out, everyone jumped in and drove him away. I can understand what
Mhm.
the shenanigans that are going on is just sad. Just sad. Just sad that these people aren't getting what they need. I
Yeah.
wish I were closer. I just wish I were. It's just ridiculous. I have no words. I really don't for what's going on there. We should be able to take care of our people, whatever country
Really,
you're from.
Cricket? I didn't know that.
Really, I didn't know that either. And it doesn't hurt them. That's good. I've actually got poison
Mm.
ivy on my fence.
Oh.
We thought our other dog had that. Last summer, she developed allergies at 4 years
Mm.
old. She was fine
Mhm.
before that. And she was scratching all over her body, just everywhere. We took her to the vet and they've got her on Apoquel for allergies. She was way better this summer with the meds.
That's really cool, Cricket. I had no idea.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I mean, way back when Katrina, I mean, it goes back to all the way back there that FEMA just doesn't do what we think they're mandated to do. And I just don't understand. Why do we have them? if they can't do what they're mandated to accomplish.
Mm.
Yeah, I heard about, there was a guy that lived in the mountains and he left to go get supplies. He was coming back and they stopped him, and his wife was still up there, and they said if he ran the roadblock, they would arrest him. And I believe I heard he was arrested. And
Wow.
all he was trying to do is get supplies back to his house.
That's crazy.
I just, the red tape, the bureaucracy just gets so much in the way. And I can't remember the details, but back, probably early 20th century, we didn't have those kind of entities. People in communities helped each other. And there was a president, it was, I want to say Coolidge, I could be wrong. It was one of those presidents that didn't leave a big mark. But that was because he was actually a really good president, because he didn't try to get the government involved. He felt that government intervention would just gum up the gears, because communities would come together and take care of it. Back then, it was before all the FEMA and all this other stuff. And that was an interesting story I saw one time. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense. But, nowadays we're not like that. We're not that kind of communities technically anymore, especially in a military town. Sometimes you don't know your neighbors at all, because people come and go so fast. Unlike if you grew up in your hometown. The townsfolk's got a handle on that. They just run FEMA off now. See? That's the thing. Oh, hey, Mandy. How you doing? We got a couple different
Mandy.
things. But
I saw something recently. It was just, I was only half paying attention, but there was a news story where there had been some sort of a disaster of some kind. And it was a pretty small town, and people were being interviewed because the town just came together and helped each other, and that's how they got through whatever it was. And they were interviewed because and this was fairly recent, and they were saying, with so much division, how did that go? And they said everything was set aside, and if you needed help, you got the help, because humanity is more important than politics. I honestly wish that it wouldn't take a disaster for that kind of attitude, because I've seen, especially over the last 24, 25 years, it has really gotten worse that way, where people do not see each other as people unless they have the same views on politics and religion and who knows what all else.
Yeah, exactly. And we're old enough to kind of remember, when that happened, when you didn't, communities would help each other in small communities. Because I lived in a couple of small communities, 1 traffic light town, 2 traffic light town kind of thing. And I kind of remember that, but it's changed so much that, people just don't interact anymore. One of the reasons I wanted to kind of leave the area is it's because it's a military town. But I remember being in Tom's hometown and the sense of community and doing things together, and they just don't, it's just not here. We just don't have it here, because it's a transient military town. Even at church, I mean, gosh, people would come and go so fast, and you would just get to know somebody. Even though we stayed, everybody else would leave.
Yeah.
So even though we got stuck here, we've never had long-term friends, and the kids didn't either because they move. Yeah. And I think it was one of the presidents you just don't really hear much about. And I want to say it was around that time or later. And I remember what it was. The Mississippi flooded. The Mississippi had flooded its banks. And instead of sending emergency aid to those states, he stayed back and did nothing and let them do it themselves. And it worked out.
Oh.
Oh, I know. Oh, so yeah. So there was a guy who had a helicopter who I went and looked at this story, who went and was rescuing people. He got an older woman and the husband was still there. And when he landed, they told him that if he took off again, he would be arrested. And instead, he left the area. I did hear the husband did get rescued because we found out later it was because they had cleared the airspace for Kamala to be there. And I'm like, whatever he was doing could not have been interfering that much. It's just the bureaucracy just. Okay, now my head hurts.
Yeah, that would have been a Secret Service order.
Probably, yeah.
And that's. I know that this is going to sound like an understatement, but yeah, that is definitely a misstep by Kamala and her team.
Yeah.
To do that when rescues are still going on. I know that there have been other times where presidents have deliberately not gone in because they knew the disruption that it would cause. And they waited.
People try to get him for that, but it makes sense. It just makes sense to let people do what they need to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been lucky that we've lived places where we haven't had any kind of major disasters like that in our area. Yeah. But like I said, my husband's been in a couple, but I don't. What me and my husband and even my daughter, I don't even know if she's still here, have talked about is I understand that they can't for legal reasons, but I wish they would use the regular army more for things. I know they have the National Guard, but the way the National Guard works is you only go 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks for the field in a year, and you have a regular job. So when they pull the National Guard to do something, a lot of times they're pulling them away from a job where they probably make more than they do being in the Army. And so a lot of people don't realize that it's a real hardship for them. Because I was in the reserves, same thing. The regular Army, if they're not at war or going to war, they literally don't have a lot to do. They train, they keep their equipment up. But we've been going on Fort Hood the last year or two, and it's been a ghost town. Usually you would see soldiers everywhere all day long. And we go to the bank or the hospital there and nothing. I don't know what the heck is going on. And so they have the time and the resources to go help with these things. And I wish they would figure out a way that the regular or active duty could help more.
Hi, Mama Duck, by the way. Mama Duck has something else, a different view. I mean, I'm not there. I don't know. I'm just going on what people are saying in the chat.
I remember you talking to me about it. He was rescued. Yeah, but I don't remember why. I just thought it was that. But there was some reason that, because this guy was just using his own helicopter. He wasn't like on a rescue team. So I don't know what the exact reason was that they told him that, but I just felt like, when 9/11 happened, they had these, every civilian boat within a certain distance showed up to get people off Manhattan Island.
Yeah.
And they worked it. It worked out. I don't know how they kept it straight. And, there was no government entity involved. Just people came together to help people. And that's just
Yeah.
what I'm saying, Everybody has a different opinion about things like that. But, I think. Oh, I didn't know the sun was involved. Like I said, I didn't see the actual article. I was being told about it. And then I saw a couple of different people talking about it. And that's the thing about, it's hard to, when you get things in chat, to know the exact details. So, but I heard it from a couple different sources on that.
Oh, okay, Mama Duck. It was an idiot sheriff from Michigan that told the pilot he'd be arrested.
That makes sense. Because they had people come. I get they were trying to come to help, but I do have to say one thing, because there was another thing that happened with some sheriffs that I was in a chat for.
Lately.
I don't think it was SPTV related at all. And I said, you have to understand that sheriffs are, I think it was the Alec Baldwin thing. And people couldn't understand why the sheriff's department took so long to get back up there, and why it was kind of not done well. And what a lot of people don't realize, because me and my husband both have worked with law enforcement. Sheriff's departments, it was a rural area. Sheriff's departments are small, and they have to cover a whole county. Whereas a police department covers that city or town, a sheriff's department has to cover a whole county. And one sheriff's, I think, deputy arrived, but the other one was clear across the county to get there. Plus, I don't think they go to the same type of academy as a police department does. I know the sheriff, he's elected, doesn't even have to have law enforcement experience. I think there's some sort of classes he can take, but they don't have the same training as a police officer technically does. And so that's what a lot of people didn't realize then. Plus, like I said, it was a small town. And in I think New Mexico, which was probably a big county. You were saying.
So I was just going to say, little side note on the Alec Baldwin filming on the Rust set. I think that's what you were talking about. The scene that they were setting up for, his gun was going to be pointed at my favorite actor, Jensen Ackles.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Yeah. He left. He said he left because of difficulties, but
other commitments.
I heard that his interview, he was upset because he's dealt with firearms on set before, and he had his opinion about that.
I saw his police interview on YouTube.
Okay.
I think knew it's still up.
Okay.
I think the interview is still up. And he talked about gun safety and how it's been on every set that he's been on where there were weapons involved. I guess we shouldn't actually say the G word, but pew-pews. Sorry. My bad. And he said like he drives the armorers nuts because he always does a dry fire in the ground himself to double check it.
Yeah. And I get that there are rules.
That's the way he was trained.
He followed. There wasn't a rule, that governed what he did. And I get that. I just feel like as an owner myself, Tom and I were on pistol team together in high school. And in high school, we took hunter safety course. And our commander of our ROTC unit said, always treat a weapon like it's ready to go. We had drill team where we would throw the rifles around, and our rifles weighed 9 pounds. They weren't those ball things. And we weren't even allowed to point those at each other, even though they were fake. But that's just female teams are not
well
all
because it's a safety measure that you if you stick with doing the safety even with a fake, then you won't forget and do it with a real one.
This is interesting. I did
saw
not know
that.
this.
Yeah.
I did not know this. That puts a lot of things into context on how they act or work. Because if they're pulling them from all these different places and they're trying to get it together, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I didn't know that. Well, that's good. See, that's why I like having people in the chat that knows what's going on. We learn something
Mama
new.
Duck, thank you for clearing that up.
Okay, good night, Lily.
Yeah, good night, Lily.
All right. If we don't get off here, we're going to do 4 hours again.
I know. We're going.
We need to go. I appreciate y'all being here tonight, you guys. It's fun to talk. And I love doing these kind of chats more because, we went all over the place. But I learned things, It's like I said.
Once we get past the trolls. Yeah.
I know. I've never had that on this kind of live stream before. That was trippy. I know what to do. But I'm just like, if they're not in the chat, no.
Yep.
But the first couple, I was like, well, I thought maybe they were. Didn't know that was good. So live and learn.
Live and learn.
So, all right. Good night, Lee. Good night. Good night, y'all. This was fun.
Good night, everybody.
I said, hanging with some friends, learning new things from different people. That's why this is why I like that the community is full of so many different people.
Yep.
If we were all the same, it would be boring. And I'm going to end on that note.
Yeah, I agree.
It's good to talk to you, and we'll be doing Dynetics tomorrow.
Yep.
And if I don't see you again, have a good rest of your weekend. Good night. Good night, Scooter Mom. Good night, y'all.
Night, everybody.